seems like a theme, but have to be pretty pleased with the defense doing what they did to keep you guys in the game pretty much all day Saturday.
I thought the kids played physical. I think they were very confident, and I thought we played well to keep us in the game. In particular, in some backed up situations, short fields. It made it a tough game, and the thing that we were most proud of is that's the best that they've responded on the sideline during the game too. When adversity hits and it's not looking good early, and just obviously frustrated with the outcome to be so close. But I did think they fought their tail off. We definitely kept us in the game with how they played, and thought it was really our most complete game, start to finish. We won the fourth quarter, and we let the one long run pop early in the game, and outside of that, there were two other explosives, that were there, but for the most part we kept them bottled up and felt like we did a pretty good job.
Having guys like Jalen Samuels, Isaiah Smith, Nelson Paul off that edge and being able to use them in different ways to get them free, I mean, is that what you were hoping for in fall camp, to have that full complement?
Yeah, and I think it was just kind of, like we've said, it's been, which guy was out during fall camp, you had a true freshman, you've had guys miss throughout the season, so it's been kind of a, what's the best? Is it just the best to leave, these, X, Y, and Z on the field? Do we want to try to sub-package it? And so, I think obviously when you've got that speed and you can get those guys out there, is a good thing on third down for sure.
Jalen Samuels, speaking of, obviously a guy who's got a great stature, great ability, it looks like. What kind of have you seen from him from a development standpoint, just from start to
Yeah, just same thing. He missed, he didn't really practice until TCU, so all fall camp to TCU. So a lot of ability, just, got to keep developing and keep working to be consistent, and a consistent guy that's here every day and, gets better and better. I think he's got, a good amount of talent there for sure, like we've said.
And then with a team like Tulsa, I think they've given up 20 sacks in their 3 conference games. Is that something where you say, maybe let's add a little something to bring more pressure, or do you just say that just puts an extra emphasis on bringing pressure in what we already run?
Yeah, I think, every situation is different. As you look at third and medium, third and long to second long, they're a heavy run RPO team. They do a really good job with what they have, and then they'll take some shots. So, yeah, I think, each week's different, but obviously, we hope that those guys can affect the quarterback this week for sure.
Ben Bryant obviously is not the most mobile quarterback you guys have faced this year. Did you guys see an opportunity, to maybe, get after him, or was it a lot of just, hey guys, we're still winning one-on-ones and just getting there?
Yeah, a little bit of both. We wanted to get him off the spot. We felt like he was the least, mobile quarterback that we had seen. Felt like we had to change the launch point on him. We were hopeful that we could do it with a 4-man rush consistently against them, but they had a pretty solid O-line, so we had to try to change it up some. Just, we didn't play much man in that game, just for obvious. They're pretty talented at wide receiver, so just trying to give him multiple looks and be able to change the picture. And some of it was good. We got some guys free on some early stuff in the game, and as the game went on, we were 55% on third downs. Our goal is 66, and I felt like if we were 66, we probably would have won the game. There was, I think, 3 to 4. They're going to get one here or there, but the ones that they got that we had worked on, fitting them up out of those calls, those are the ones that hurt. And so I felt like we felt like if there was 3 or 4 third down stops in there that we would have made sooner. Obviously, those were the difference in a lot of the field goals, because most of their, really their 2 touchdowns, came off of more or less explosive plays. The one long one, obviously, and then there was a 20-yard run and a deep pass on one of the, I can't remember which one they scored on those 2 drives. So yeah, I think overall though, that was kind of the thought process.
Do you think the guys are gaining more confidence as they play more in the defense?
I think they are. I think the biggest thing is consistency with doing it over time. We've got a lot we got to continue to get better at, and I think they see it and they know it, and we just got to do. It's the day one stuff that we've got to get so ingrained in our mind, especially at younger positions, that I just want to see us doing with a level of consistency, and I know we're capable of that. But I think you can see just from a communication, a confidence, that was more the level that I'd hoped we would be playing at consistently throughout the season. I mean, that offense was similar to, Central Florida and those type of offenses as far as having a lot of explosive guys. And for us being stuck, like I said, the one long run hurt, and that was, we got to get that cleaned up. But that was an issue on the back end, honestly, on that one and how we fit it. But that guy's coachable, and that's the thing, is having guys out there that it really matters to, and they're going to get it fixed. I know we won't make the same mistake twice, but yeah, I think outside of that play, for them to start the game with a 3-and-out, and then a 3-and-out and a ball on the 10-yard line, sudden change situation, that was huge for us, because if not, it's a 24-0 type of a ball game. And so to keep it close, to get the 4th down stop for our offense, which resulted in 7 points, there really hadn't been a lot of life until that point in the game. And then we get a 4th and 1 stop, give them a short field, they hit an explosive play, and all of a sudden you're going in, you're down a half, 7 points. And really, from my perspective, I thought we had played well to keep us in the game, but we were probably fortunate to be that close at half too, with how the game had went. So, it's like I told the guys, we've told them, like, if you're going to be a great defense, you have to control the situations you can control. If they get the ball on the 10-yard line, great. Great defenses respond and hold a team to a field goal. And so I think, they're starting to see that and believe in that. And so for sure, I think there's confidence from that.
Probably a dumb question, but after that first pick, when you guys go on the sudden change inside your own 10, did you call anything different, or was it just, hey, let's, we're backed up, just run our standard stuff backed up? And
no, yeah, we're pretty specific in that spot of the field. So it ended up being, which we spent a lot of time actually working red zone this last week. So I'm glad we did, more so than we normally have. So, so it's just kind of, we have multiple calls that we'll run down there, but that was a kind of a staple call that we got in that situation for us in that low red area. So, the kids did a good job executing, and and then we called a game on 3rd down right into Q draw, and that was Coach Tibbs. That was a great call by him, and so that was a big part of the game for sure.
Do you have the most depth in your rotation at linebacker right now? It kind of seems like, with Cameron maybe getting more snaps, Jaquandis getting some in there out of being on special teams mostly. Are you moving the most guys in there that you have all season, or does it just maybe look that way?
No, I'm trying to find roles for guys. You want to have the best 11 on the field, but we have 3 linebackers that consistently play. Shannon probably should have played more. He played really well. And it just kind of how the game went, it was like 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out. Normally we kind of start rotating them, and sometimes all 3 of Jimmy, Shannon, and Slater in at the same time. But, I thought Jimmy played really well. But those 3 guys play the main amount of snaps. We've gotten to the point where Slade can go spell Jimmy some in those situations, just as first, second down guys that have been trustworthy and reliable. And then Jaquandis, continues to, just like I hold those guys, hey, how you practice is, gives me confidence on, are we ready to get you in the game and those things. Kiki did a great job coming in on some 3rd down sub-package stuff, just because of his length and his ability to run. He's still growing into how to play linebacker, and I think it's going to be a transition through next spring to being able to do it. I do think he's got, I've told him a ton of ability to be able to do it. So him coming in, and whether it was playing man on the tight end or just running some of our base defense in those 3rd down situations, I like his length, I like his ability to run, just his ability to affect the quarterback, get his hands up in those windows, and give him a role that he can take pride in. And so, the best we can, I want to try to find specific roles, because we do have some guys in there that they can get on the field, and obviously it keeps us fresher, throughout the game.